So my name is Ghost, otherwise known as Zxyl now.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Whalien, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today we're on the wonderful world of RSMV, where I am joined by Ghost.
I met Whalien
Can see something.
back in like 2016. He commented on one of my YouTube videos.
So I've known Whalien. I've known the good whale boy for around. I think it's been like 3 years now. It's been like 3 years now.
So Whalien actually sent me a comment on one of my old YouTube videos.
Well, I didn't meet Whalien until probably after I got training on YTC, and I started working with him to make YTC better.
It was just after a live stream. Actually, I remember him doing a live stream saying that he was looking for more members of his group, and by that time I was watching him for like a month or two at that point, and then he kind of was like, hey, would you like to be part of this group? I'm like, yeah. That's known as the YTCR, or the YouTube Crew Restricted. YTC had its run for a lot of time until it was later transformed into Stratus, then into Palette, which those two kind of existed simultaneously at one point, and then they both kind of merged into Stratus, which I was an owner of all of them.
The YTC was open for everyone. It didn't matter who you were, you could join.
So yeah, Ghost, now known as Zxyl, I remember that now. He was the owner of the YTC, I think, or he was at least his staff, and at that time I was kind of like, whoa, like who's this kid? You know, I'm 14 or 15, and this kid younger than me is in a higher staff position than I am. What's up with that?
Dying. Playing a.
It would be actually at this point it would be better if you just like muted your mic instead of Mom, I can't. Mom.
Just there's like an age gap there, since older than 13 and then younger than 13 have like it's high school versus middle school, so like those doesn't really get along as well.
YTC was a big part of my life, I would say, because it taught me a lot of things. I would say it definitely matured me, because at that time I was just kind of doing over the top content, which I was just like screaming, yelling, basically blowing out my vocal cords in order to get that extra view.
I remember talking to him, I'm like, oh yeah, you changed your name or whatever. Like, I thought he was almost my age. He's like, no, I'm 13 or 14. I can't. One of those. It was really surprising, and he said he's had like a deep voice, and he talked so maturely that I was like so surprised.
Definitely a big part of my life, and I definitely think it was a big part of other people's lives, because I could just come on and really just talk to people and connect with so many different people who were like all friendly, because they were all part of this big community who was, it's all about being friendly, helping each other, and it's just, you had a good time. No matter if you were in the background of the YTC or you were on the front lines like I was, no matter what, it had a way of engaging you in a special way.
It's just like a great environment to be around.
But I met a lot of really great people along the way, like Whalien. Mr. Trolley Moly was one of the big ones. The Potato Stirs, Zxyl, Excalibur, those kind of YouTubers. They kind of they were kind of an inspiration to me.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean this.
I'm prepared to give you all of me.
Excuse me, calling through. Don't mind me.
My old channel. I mean, it was fun. I think it was like my mom's iPhone, and I just record me in real life, and that was terrible. I eventually deleted those videos, which I regret, because I remember one of them was like actually really special. because I remember one of them was me singing and dancing to Sky Does Minecraft. This was back in like 2013. So yeah, it was just me doing my thing right there, and then it was really cringy, but Sky Does Minecraft commented on it. I remember being so proud of that. And then years later, I like completely forgot about it in like 2014 and 2015 until I like finally came across it, and I'm like, wait, I don't want this on my channel, and I deleted it instead of privating it. I'm mad at myself for that. But now, after all of that, and I've moved on to another project. Actually, it's called Renatus.
Catch them while they walking home, make them see black. Now they gone forever, I don't think they'll ever be back.
Renatus is the old parkour craft, actually. It's I'm a senior admin on there. I'm also the head of the PR department over there. In parkour craft, when it kind of settled down after, Harry or Whalien stopped uploading on it and all that. Once it kind of settled down and, I was kind of just going on there occasionally, I was like, man, some of these people are really toxic. And, I kind of distanced myself away from it, and I took like a long break from it, but eventually I came back, and there's a new owner, there's new stuff and all that. So I said, all right, I'm gonna give it a legitimate shot this time, right? I'm not gonna put my bias on it or anything like that. What they have over there is like really like, top notch for, this quality or this tier of a server. And I'm like, why? How doesn't this have more members? And I was like, wait, I kind of want to help out, right? And then Firestar approached me. He's like, hey, you want to do PR? I'm like, yeah, sure, man. But I recommend checking out the server and giving it a legitimate shot again, because, the community has kind of evolved in a sense. I do actually want to go back to YTC, because I want to say that some of the people who were a part of YTC really made an impact on me. Harry, or Whalien, for one, he kind of taught me. He taught me a lot of things I know now.
Like, how old is he again? He's either 14 or 15. Like, he has such a level of maturity and like advanced thought process that it kind of freaks me out. And I meet other people like that online where I'll play with them and they're, younger than me, but I talk about college stuff with them and like life problems, and they're giving me advice. I'm like, what am I doing? This is some 15-year-old kid I'm asking advice for like my job or something. Like, dude, what do you think I should do? And he's like, oh, I'll do this. I'm like, wait, you don't even have a job.
And Exodus, we used to not be really close. He used to not hang out with people who would scream all the time, which was understandable.
But once I got older and kind of left the community and went and did my own thing and grew up a little bit, and then he did the same, we came back, and I was surprised. It's just crazy that someone I was upset with back then turned out to be someone that I knew later and that I hung out with and talked with more and had conversations that other people their age wouldn't even have.
Word of advice, if you're making a new Discord server, don't focus too much on how can I make this like other servers. Don't focus on how put your own twist on things, right? You can kind of grab ideas and off of other people, but you wanna have your own twist on things, because if you're not unique, they can just go to any other server that does it better, right? You got to find your niche, I would say. You have to find a target audience. You got to plan out that target audience, right? Once you start planning out things, you want to use that planning to build a foundation. And then once you have that foundation, you want to run this through, someone else. You want to have help, right? want to enlist to, you want to have that group, because that group really helps you out. And then, what makes a good staff member? Honestly, there's 3 good qualities of a good staff member: initiative, creativity, and common sense. You want to have a staff member who has good initiative, right? That means they take leadership and they can really get others going, right? You want to have them, they really light up a room, I guess you could say. You want to have a staff member who has common sense. You don't want to have a horse to do a giraffe's job. It's a bad analogy, but you get what I'm saying. So YTC, it has kind of been a cornerstone in my life, or I wouldn't say a cornerstone, but a foundation in my life. It's really made its impact on me. Like, you have people like Whalien who've taught me a bunch of things when it comes to your approach and just general goal setting and stuff like that. And then you have Exodus, who's we used to not really be close, but we've kind of grown a lot on each other, I guess I would say. I think of him as a close friend, and a really someone I can count on, and go to whenever I need. And I guess you could say he's part of my group. And then yeah, I think that should be it.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Whalien,
and this is kind of my first video. Forget this day.
Take off, please. Next time,